This is Blue Gold News Now, your spot for current events, campus news, and everything in between. Now, live from Tower's basement, it's BNN with our hosts Alex Rubio and Marissa Day.
Good evening, I'm Alex Rubio.
And I'm Abraham Hernandez, filling in for Marissa Day.
Coming up tonight, winter weather brings a chill to the Chippewa Valley.
But first, GeekCon 2023 is set to take over UW Eau Claire this weekend. It's all fun and games at GeekCon 2023, and the CJ department invites everyone to join in the fun. GeekCon was started back in 2017 by Rob Mattinson and has been a UW Eau Claire staple event ever since with the help of the CJ 351 Strategic Event Planning class. The event looks to bring people together to share their passions and geek out over everything from arts and crafts and Legos to cosplay and gaming. This year's theme, It's All Fun and Games, is set to incorporate bits and pieces of your favorite board games, and the event will include live music performances and expansion of Legos across the floor and all new board game rooms. GeekCon will be held this Saturday, December 2nd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Davies Center. For more information, check out www.uwcgeekcon.com.
With the cold winds of winter here to stay for the foreseeable future, it is ever important to bundle up. With the Eau Claire campus having some of the coldest spots in the state, including our ever-popular bridge that runs across the river, it's ever important to protect yourself against the biting winds. Thankfully, UWEC students have a tool in these cold winter months. UWEC students have access to the campus closet located here on campus. If you're looking for hats, gloves, scarves, or any other winter essentials, the campus closet has it. The campus closet is located in Brewer Hall in room 271. Their hours of operation are Monday through Thursday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So it's already getting pretty cold out here in Eau Claire, so really glad that we have such a great tool.
Yeah, I'm glad that we have this accessibility that people can use, because with this cold months, which I'm not a personal fan of, I don't
think anyone is.
Yeah, to be honest, not everyone is, but yeah, I think it's a great thing that anyone can take advantage of, especially with not everyone bringing winter stuff, because not everyone thinks about it before coming over here.
Exactly. And yeah, it's not everybody brings stuff, so it's always helpful to have those kinds of tools, especially as it gets colder.
Yeah.
But speaking of around the holidays, before Thanksgiving break, comic creator Jason Walls spoke with students on campus.
BNN reporter Jet Sherry has the story.
Thanks, Alex and Abraham. Jason Walls spoke in the Haas Fine Arts Center on November 9th about his experience with the process of creating comics and art in general. Jason Walls discussed how he creates comics and what tools he uses for drawing, writing, and even creating speech bubbles. He answered many questions from students about his process and how the business works. He also spoke with how to really get started as an artist.
My big thing, and I tell everybody that's making, is just to finish the thing they want to finish. It's so powerful to be able to call yourself whatever it is you want to be. So example, make a comic book and you're a comic creator. There's power in naming yourself that. It makes it easier to make the next thing and the next thing. It also makes you feel really good about yourself. So whatever it is, that thing you've been meaning to do, find a way to finish it.
Great motivation to finish your dream project. Jason Walls can be reached at his website, jasonwwalls.com. Back to you, Alex and Abraham.
Thanks, Jet. Yeah, creating comics, that's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
Did you ever create a comic when you were young?
No, I sadly never did. I was more of the writing type of person. I was never really artistic, so I never really drew. I was more of the writing type of artistic.
Well, I wasn't artistic either. I just liked to draw comics, stick people.
Yeah, mostly for me was Diary of a Wimpy Kid, so that was not really comics.
Exactly. It would have been a really nice thing to learn about, though. It seems like a really exciting thing. Maybe I'll have to catch him next year.
Yeah, maybe hopefully next year. Yeah, it seemed really interesting, so hopefully I'll be able to catch it.
Yeah, exactly. Eau Claire has been made a bit safer this month with the implementation of a new service from 911. Eau Claire residents now have the option to send pictures or text or videos to 911 dispatchers. This tool allows for a faster and more efficient way for dispatch to assist callers. The tool will be incredibly useful for callers who find themselves in a situation where they can't be too loud or need to instantaneously let dispatch know where their location is. The system works by sending the caller a link that leads to a website where everything is included. 911 hopes that this tool will assist in saving lives and protecting Eau Claire.
Wisconsin Singing University is gearing up to host their annual Christmas concert this coming Sunday at the Pablo Center at the Confluence. The University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire plans to feature music from the repertoire this season, including selections from the Messiah and a winter concert tradition entitled Winter Song, originally commissioned for the opening of the Pablo Center at the Confluence. This concert will predominantly feature the UW-Eau Claire Wind Symphony, University Orchestra, Concert Choir, Women's Concert Chorale, and more. There will be 2 performances on Sunday, December 3rd at 2 p.m. and again at 5:30 p.m. And tickets are available online at www.pablocenter.org.
What a great way to start out the holiday.
Yeah, even though it started a bit early for me, but yeah, I'm excited to catch this.
Thanksgiving was last week. Now we can start having Christmas.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of Christmas, so yeah, I'm excited to catch this repertoire. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Sounds like a lot of really skilled musicians coming together for one day. It sounds really exciting, honestly.
Yeah, I've heard some things about it, and I've heard really good things, so I really want to catch it up and hopefully see it, because it'll definitely be a blast to have.
Exactly. Well, for students of color, sometimes there is a need to recoup in a safe place, away from the general public.
BNN reporter Kevin Miro reports on the UWC Multicultural Student Services Center for Students of Color.
Thanks, Alex and Abraham. The UWEC Multicultural Center is a place for students of color to hang around away from the general public and to feel safe in their own small space. Take a look. Tucked away in a tiny corner away from the rush of Einstein's Bagels in Centennial Hall is a small center aimed to help and uplift students of color here at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. The center is a place where students of color and their allies can have a safe space to relax, do homework, eat their lunch, and find resources for them. The Multicultural Center has several resources that are directly aimed for students of color and can be more helpful than perhaps the regular resources for the general public. I spoke with one of the student interns to help further explain the purpose of the Multicultural Student Services.
We are an office space and a resource for mostly students of color on campus, but everyone's welcome here. We give resources to our students. We do like a bunch of cultural events and make sure that the students of color on campus feel supported in all the ways possible. And we're just here as a resource and a way to help them and make them feel more at home and welcome here.
And if you want to check out the Multicultural Center, they are located in Centennial 1106. For ways to contact them, you can email them at mss@uwec.edu. For Blue Gold News Now, I'm Kevin Miro. Back to you, Alex and Abraham.
Thanks, Kevin. And up next, we have our weather forecast by Nikki Wasted and Ellie Albrecht.
Let's see what the week's weather has to hold.
Thank you, Alex and Abraham. Good evening. My name is Ellie Albrecht.
And I'm Nikki Wasted. You'll be happy to find out this week's weather won't be as cold as the last few days.
This week is a good last taste of the fall weather before winter rolls around, even though it feels like it's here already.
Today's temperature in Eau Claire stayed right around 40 degrees. However, it seemed like the temperature will be going down a little bit by these next few days. The temperatures around Minnesota and Wisconsin area are very similar today, which don't happen very often. It will also be warmer than it has been in a little bit, so enjoy it while you can. Minneapolis is a solid 43 today, while the Bloomington area is similar at 44. Red Wing and Lake City are both the same at 44. Same with Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls at 40 degrees. And last but not least, Menominee is a good 44 today.
Looking forward to the next 7 days, we'll be getting a little more snow this week on Sunday, but the rest of the week will stay a little cloudy with some sunshine coming through. As for the temperatures, it seems to stay in 30s all week, with the low temperatures being 17 degrees all the way up to a low of 29. Enjoy this somewhat nice weather. Winter is coming up fast.
Thank you so much for joining us for weather this evening. I'm Nikki Wasted.
And I'm Ellie Albrecht. Back to you, Abraham and Alex.
Thanks, Nikki and Ellie. Coming up after the break, we have BNN TalkBack returning.
Stay tuned.
Up next for tonight, we have BNN TalkBack returning.
On TalkBack, we will gain further insights into some of our reporters' experiences, as well as deep dive interviews.
Tonight, we have joining us on set, Kevin Miro. Hey, Kevin, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
So, how are you enjoying BNN so far?
Well, I am really enjoying BNN. I first found out about TV10 as a whole through the Blue Gold Bash earlier this semester, and I thought that doing BNN would be an interesting path. And then ever since BNN, joining BNN and TV10, I feel like that it's kind of pushed me in a new direction of what I kind of want to do in the future, and also just, meeting a bunch of new people who share similar or the very same passion that I do. I think that's really interesting and fun to have.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, like after joining TV10, really start to go into like media of different sorts. Do you think that BNN has kind of changed your outlook for your future after college?
Yeah, I would definitely have to say yes. So I was originally going to go into communications next fall when I can officially start, but then I figured out, well, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should go into journalism, and I quickly found out that journalism and communications are very much, similar.
They're very close. Yeah.
Yes, I believe they are very much like in the same program. You have to take a bunch of the same courses that you normally would have for communication. So that actually worked out really well, I would say, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And do you think BNN has helped you like set your goal and then like help you find out why you want to do that?
I would definitely
prepare you for it. Yeah,
I would definitely say it would prepare me. I think that I've gotten some good knowledge and skills to prepare me for a journalist major and for getting me prepared into a class or courses for college so that I have knowledge and hopefully will be able to excel in classes, and also it will probably look good on my resume to know that I have done, something similar that maybe I'm looking for in the future, whether that be being on air as a news anchor or just writing up articles in like
shooting film, writing stories, whatever.
Shooting film, that, and even editing, because that is something that I am really struggled in the beginning, and also, and I'm still struggling, but I'm.
You're getting there.
Once I try to get the hang of it and get the hang of it down permanently, I feel like that.
Oh, it's all stepping stones.
And then I feel like I could be very, very good at doing editing once I actually get like the full thing.
Yeah, once you know how to do it, it just becomes really easy.
Oh my God,
it's just a pattern at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You get the hang of it.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about BNN is that we are so closely associated with how they do it in the real news world. I was just on.
Really?
And, like reading off the teleprompter, it was like exactly the same. We had take SOTs, we had take VO. Like it's the exact same as in the real world, and it's really awesome that we can have that kind of experience. To allow you guys, and then you can use that in the future.
Yeah, and I think that's a great resource for journalist students or students who are like trying to pursue some sort of media communications, whether that be influencing or real journalism. And I think that's a good practice for people who are interested in journalism for their future.
For whatever means they use it for.
Yeah, and they can learn a lot of stuff from just being in this organization that you normally would have to take maybe a little bit more time like in a classroom to do.
Well, thank you for those insights. It's always awesome to hear from you guys and just see how the experiences have been and how you guys have been enjoying all the different parts of BNN and TV10 in general. So, well, thank you for that.
Thank you, Alex and Abraham.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all we have tonight for BNN TalkBack. But stick with us as we are going to be looking into some of our favorite recent watches coming up on Epilogue.
Stick around, everybody.
Welcome back, everyone, to Epilogue. This week, we are taking a look at some of our favorite TV shows. First up is my favorite TV show, Ghosts. Samantha and Jay, an aspiring couple looking to set up a successful bed and breakfast, begin to notice some interesting things going on in their house. After the death of Samantha's relative, a massive mansion is left to her, and as they begin to transition it into their own dream B&B, they begin to notice strange occurrences in the house. Lights flashing on and off, things moving when they shouldn't, and cold feelings of dread can be felt throughout the house. And after an accident that almost kills Samantha, she gains the ability to see the reason for these paranormal experiences. Ghosts inhabit the property, and Sam and Jay must learn to live with their ghastly roommates over the course of the show. So have you ever seen Ghost?
I did see a clip of it back on TikTok a couple weeks ago, 60-second clip with music and like Subway Surfers playing on the background.
Of course, Subway Surfers. No, it's actually a very interesting show. What's interesting about it is the fact that, so all of the ghosts, if you like look at some of the pictures, are from like different time periods. We've got like a Boy Scout person, or Boy Scout like leader. We have like a person from the Revolutionary War, Native American, a person from bootlegging, a guy with no pants. We don't ask questions about that. A Viking, like a hippie, and it's what the most interesting thing about this is that all of these different ghosts have basically died on the property, and then they are held there like because they have something that like they haven't successfully been able to do in their lives. And the coolest thing about this is that Samantha can see the ghosts, but Jay can't.
Yeah.
So Jay is basically us in the show, like supposed to be like a placeholder for the viewer, because we're just standing there looking like up into the left-hand corner, looking away from the screen, like not noticing these people at all.
Yeah, I do remember seeing a clip of that on that 60-second clip. I do remember seeing that.
No, it's a very interesting show. It takes a really interesting like spin on ghosts, because usually it's a scary show, like a show where like the ghosts are like haunting you, or, like chasing you or something. But in this show, it's more of just like kind of heartwarming in a way, as the two people who are trying to make a B&B and make a successful life for themselves help the ghosts. Yeah,
that's really interesting. That's a concept I had not heard before, but it definitely looks interesting. I may give it a watch.
Yeah, no, it's a very good show, and I would definitely recommend it.
Where
people.
do you watch it?
I believe it's on CBS. So, and if it's not, then
I'll find it somewhere. But yeah, it definitely does look interesting.
And I do believe it's streaming on Hulu. So,
and it's
I know where it's streaming.
And it's a take on ghosts, like you said, that you haven't seen before. So I think it'll be really cool to watch.
It's a very interesting take.
Yeah.
I guess onto your favorite TV
show? Yeah. Next up is my favorite show, Ted Lasso. A football coach from the U.S. gets hired to manage the British soccer team, Richmond FC, despite having no knowledge of the sport. The owner, Rebecca Welton, hires Lasso, hoping he will fail as a coach and get revenge on his ex-husband, who was the previous owner of the team. But Lasso's charisma and determination will try to turn things around on the locker room. Again, this is a show that I started watching last year, and it's a really great watch, even if you know nothing about soccer. I know a lot of friends who watched it. I'm like, oh, it doesn't sound cool, but it's a really cool show, and a lot of the characters here are really amazing, like Lasso. He's your typical feel-good guy that he will always give you a laugh. He's like that cool uncle that you love.
No, it looks like a really interesting show, and I saw a lot of, not on TikTok, but on YouTube, the old version of TikTok.
The old version.
I saw a lot of like ads for it, and it seems like a really interesting show. I'm not like the biggest into soccer, but I wish that there was like more. I guess like that was more mainstream in the United States, because it's a very interesting sport. And it's cool to watch.
It's a very cool sport. It's one of my favorite sports, and this show is definitely something that could get you into watching the sports in general. Because soccer is not the main topic on the show, but it is mentioned a lot. And at the end of the day, it is a feel-good show, but it will also make you cry a lot of times. It's a comedy show, but there's a lot of parts in the show that have left me crying.
Yeah, and it's always nice when a show can like balance such polarizingly different topics, like comedy and basically like drama, and like putting them together. It's always nice when they do a really good job at it, and not a lot of shows do it, but it seems like this one might.
Yeah, Ted Lasso was able to combine both of them perfectly, and the characters are cool. I love Sam Albisanya and Dani Rojas. They're two of my favorite characters on the whole show.
And where can people check this out?
They can watch it on Apple TV+.
Okay, so Android users, you're out of luck.
But I guess you're out of bad luck. But hey, if you can watch it, watch it. It's a great watch. Okay. Well, that's all we have for you tonight.
Join us next week for your latest news, updates, and weather.
Make sure to check us out on TV10 on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channel on YouTube. I'm Abraham Hernandez.
And I'm Alex Rubio. Thank you, and good night.